Hello, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man. We are playing our Evolutionary Leap brew, and this time we're running up against an Affinity deck. So let's see how things go. This is our opener. We've got Gravecrawler, Bloodcast, and Evolutionary Leap, so that looks fairly good. And leads off with a Darksteel Citadel, Ornithopter, and a Vault Scourge. I'm going to lead off with a Grave. I'm going to play Glimmer Void into a Hangerback Walker, X equaling 1. Which seems fine. Certainly not scary place to. He's going to attack here. I mean, he could block with the Hangerback Walker, and we don't actually have a zombie to replace it, but I don't think hanging back is going to be very useful, particularly if Gravecrawler can't block. We drove another land, which isn't great, but we'll run out the blood gas. At least we've got a lot of ways to bring it back, so hopefully Evolutionary Leap can bring some good stuff to us. Opponent puts another +1/+1 counter on this Walker, play the Cranial Plating. I'm not entirely sure why he didn't just play the plating and hook it up to the Scourge straight away. To each their own. I attack for. Again, neither our creatures can block, so hang them back, and then we're going to play this Evolutionary Leap. And plays a Signal Pest, pumps his Walker once more, and attacks for 7 with the Cranial Plating on the Vault Scourge, getting 7 in the we really need to find something useful. We are going to sack the blood gas, but unfortunately that's only going to find us an angler, which is particularly useful. We can get our creature back, but it's not going to do us any good really. We're pretty dead, so end up conceding there. We would have been dead next turn from an attack from Signal Pest, Ornithopter, and a Vault Scourge. And then he's still got this quite large Hangerback Walker as well to worry about. So yeah, that didn't work out particularly well. Let's see how game 2 goes. So we've got Gravecrawler, Gross Messenger, Bop, and Abrupt Decay, as well as a Forest and the Marsh Flats. Opponent leads off with a Blinkmoth Nexus and a Vault Scourge, which is fine. Not too explosive a start from our opponent. To attack for 2. Plus a Springleaf Drum, Inkmoth Nexus, Hangerback Walker. Again, Hangerback Walker, not too worried about it. Also, our opponent seems to refuse to block with it, which is a little confusing, but works out well for us. We're going to drop Gross Messenger, keep the pressure on. And attacks with his Vault Scourge. Leap off the top, which is nice. Start getting some value off of that if we want to. We're going to attack for 5 here. I was just going to. We could have used the Evolutionary Leap to sack the Gravecrawler, find a new creature, and then recast it. But I want to keep up a Decay here, and I feel like we're in pretty strong control of the matchup, so I just want to make sure he doesn't, Cranial Plating up his Vault Scourge or something like that. By keeping up the Abrupt Decay. And there's a Whip Flare, which is fine. We're just going to sack off the Gravecrawler and the Birds of Paradise. We're going to be able to rebuy the Gravecrawler, so it's not going to be too worrying. We're also going to be able to restock our hand a little bit. A Mage from the sideboard. Not sure how good that is, but he obviously can kill his Nexi, or Nexus, I suppose it is still. And then obviously the Gross Messenger dies, but it actually we should have sacked that as well, because it would have stayed alive as a 4/3, and then we could have found another creature, but it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. And our opponent just attacks us for 1, and decides to, for some reason, just put +1/+1 counter on his Hangerback Walker, rather than leaving it back to block, which is a sensible thing to do, because now we can just win. And I'm going to be able to sack 4 now, and then Gross Messenger, sack Gross Messenger to finish our opponent off, which is exactly what we do. So yeah, sack Gross Messenger, our opponent's dead. Yeah, so that worked out pretty well in game 2. Opponent not playing the absolute best, but he managed to be pretty aggro, and he obviously didn't pick up anything particularly useful to fight us with. So that worked out pretty well. Let's go on to game 3. Okay, this hand isn't particularly good. I think we're probably going to mulligan that. This hand also isn't particularly good, but I suppose we'll run with it. If we can draw a few more creatures, this will probably work out quite nicely. We also got the removal spell as well, which is nice. So just lead off with a Bop. He's going to play another Nexus. He can hook up to his Ornithopter, in fact. Only for 3 at this moment in time, so that's fine. Draw a Fulminator Mage, which I'm decided to cast. I could have played the Leap, or I could have kept up Abrupt Decay, but I used that and blow up a Nexus. In hindsight, I think that might have been the wrong idea. Maybe we should have just left it, and maybe blown up the Nexus if you tried to activate one. In the air and plays an Edge Champion, which is pretty scary, particularly as we don't really have much of a board presence going on, and running a little bit light on creatures. Abrupt Decay the Cranial, making an extra 4 points of damage this turn. Our opponent can follow up with a Mem Knight and another Edge Champion. The box to try and find something useful, then cast. I'm going to sack that as well, and if we find another zombie then we can hopefully recast that. I found another Bop, so we can recast that, but we don't really want to sack that and then have nothing on the board, but it's not going to make a ton of difference, I suppose. And which is quite irritating, which we can cast, and then we can recast our Gravecrawler and then sack that, hoping to find something, but it's not going to immediately impact the board. Our opponent has two 2/2s with protection from all colours, so there's just no way we can answer that with the cards in our deck. So yeah, unfortunately that did not work out too well. Affinity, a bit of a problem. Certainly something we could shore up in the sideboard by putting some more artifact destruction, etc. in. But yeah, this matchup didn't work out the best for us.